G'day everyone, welcome back to the New Zealand Sportcasting Couch Community Show. Today we're going to be finishing off the Super Rugby squad previews by going over the five Australian Conference teams, best 15s. We're just doing best 15s for that because we we don't know exactly how the makeup of their bench is going to look, with there being quite a lot of change with the Rebels going out and things like that. So we thought we'd just stick with 15 and not try to be big know-it-alls and things like that. So
Mm, yeah,
yeah, so Willie, you wanted to start with the fan mail?
yeah. No, like you say, we'll just give the Super Rugby happy ending here and just finish off with the Australians. Yeah, just got a quick fan mail here. Kim from South Korea says, "Hello, boys." It's kind of mad that we've reached South Korea, so I just
Yeah.
thought I'd address that
And
first.
actually, sorry, before if I can interrupt before you read that, so people are going to think
Yeah.
we're joking. I think I had a look on, and we don't like to analyze analytics and
Mm.
things like that too much, but I had a look at the Spotify listeners database, and we've got a 6.7% of listeners are coming from South Korea, and
Yeah,
we
so
don't understand why.
this is probably Kim. This is probably
Yeah,
Kim.
no, but we have a lot more listeners than must have three or four from South Korea, I believe. But anyway, carry on.
True. It must be just strictly K-pop and this podcast in Korea as a whole. So how good. He says, "Hello, boys. Love the podcast. Listen to it. Getting through my English class at school. How do you guys want me to put together a DMB intro for your for your podcast? Let me know your thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on just having a nice intro
Yeah,
for some
well,
Sue D&B.
yeah, I don't mind. We obviously do need an intro song that we can play.
Mm.
So if K-pop Kim or whatever you said his name was, if he wants to sort us with some music that we
Yeah,
can run, yeah, I guess it would make us seem more professional. But if
exactly.
that's
And
what he
we are
wants,
here for the people at the end of the day. So however
yeah,
they
yeah,
want to identify
mm,
us as, we're more than happy to use
yeah,
those pronouns. So yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, get in
yeah. Yes,
contact
please
with us
come.
again. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, yes, please come. Please reach out and send us a DM with some DMB that we can look to play. All right, so we're gonna rip into that. I'll be doing the Brumbies, Reds, and the Force, and then Willie's gonna do the Fijian Drua and the Waratahs. Should I
God, you
start with
said that
the
aggressively, yeah.
Should I start with the Brumbies since they've been the only relevant Australian side for the last few years?
I think it's fair to start there.
Yeah, I mean Reds have been somewhat relevant too, I guess, but anyway. Um, Alrighty, so the Brumbies. So starting the in the front row, I've gone experience. Like they've got some younger props coming through as well. But I've just gone the experience here. So James Slipper and Alan Alaalatoa starting at the props, and then Lonergan at hooker. Um, Locks, Nick Frost and Neville, who both were Neville was really good last year. He was kind of like one of the big standouts. No one really knew who he was. And then their loosies kind of pick themselves with Bobby Valentini at 6, Luke Reimer at 7, and Kale at 8. You like that team? 14,
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, the props there is a bit of a throwback to just the whole 2010s. It seems like I think it's just been Slipper
Yeah,
and Alatoa the whole time, isn't it?
yeah,
So maybe throw in a Scotty CEO as well. But yeah, good to see that
yeah,
those household staples of the Super Rugby diet are still there. Yeah, no, it's pretty, like you say, very solid, very Brumbies kind of forward pack. So not
yeah,
too many surprises there. I'm sure they'll be very solid this year.
yeah. Um, Slipper he's absolutely the White Crockett of Australian rugby.
Yeah,
Like it's incredible that he's still going. Like he could get to bloody 200 Super Rugby games, and he's
yeah.
most capped Wallaby by some way now as well. So yeah. 9-10 is Lonergan, the other Lonergan, and Noah Lolesio. Um, Midfield, I've gone Len Flickatow and David Faluiliai. I probably butchered that name, but that's all right.
Mm.
He's come over from the Rebels. He was one of their kind of gun powerful midfielders, so I think that'll be a real strong midfield with him and Len Flickatow. And then the back three, Corey Toole, the fastest man on the planet, with Andy Muirhead on the other wing, and then Tommy Wright at
Mm.
fullback. So pretty good back line, you reckon?
Yeah, yeah, that is a back three for sure. God,
Yeah,
there's some pace and just
mm,
explosiveness in that back three that really scares me. And then, like you say, with Lolacia and
yeah,
Flickatow paired together, that's pretty nice 10-12 combo.
yeah. Oh, actually, sorry, I've just got an old fan mail that I can go quickly read because it reminded me of when you accidentally called Tom Wright Tom Banks on the Super Rugby
Oh yeah,
preview because you were
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Tommy Banks was obviously there before Tom Wright. So just
yeah,
give me a second.
exactly.
I'm going to pull up this fan mail. Um, so this was from weeks and weeks ago. Connor from Thames Valley. He says, "What a bunch of stupid pricks doing a podcast on rugby, but not knowing anything about rugby. Silly moustache wanker," said Tom Banks, who hasn't been in Super Rugby for a couple of years now. Give up. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
that was weeks ago, but we've found
yeah,
a
yeah,
time to
yeah.
bring that
No, it
one.
was relevant. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So do you
my
want to just talk to that guy
apologies.
from Thames Valley?
Yeah, no, my apologies. Like you can, I hope the listeners out there can see how I can make that mistake. Like both fullbacks, starting with Tom, both
Yeah,
kind of like,
yeah.
both kind of
Mm,
similar,
mm.
nice X Factor players. At least I didn't call them like Jesse Mogg or something like that. That would be a proper
Yeah,
throwback, and
yeah,
then I probably would
yeah,
be escalating on the disciplinary action on myself.
yeah.
But yeah, I think just a little slip up every now and then is okay. And
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
a slip of the lips. We all make a slip of the lips every now and again. It's all good. Alrighty.
No,
And
thanks for
then
bringing that one out. Yeah.
yeah, sorry, I just thought it was a good time.
Hmm.
He'll be waiting for that fan mail to have come through. Anyway, so yeah, Brumbies, and then their bench will obviously be pretty like it. They'll still have a good bench. How that will be made up, we're not like we've still got quite a few doubts around some of the people,
Mm.
so we've left that. But yeah, they'll have a solid pack. They'll revert to the Hawke's Bay driving walls as per usual, and
Yeah, yeah,
they'll be there or thereabouts without actually contending. I think so. Yeah.
yeah.
Would you
Exactly.
like to go on to the your favourite side, the Fiji and Drua?
Okay, yeah, I'll go for them. I've got a lovely front row of Hatet, Ikanaveri, and Penny Ravai, who's one of my
Mm,
favourite players. I don't know if you're
yeah.
too familiar with his game, but
No, I
for
love
the
Penny
Reds, I
Ravai.
love Penny Ravai.
Mm,
Locks gone for Nasilisila and Rotosalia. Two
yeah.
just athletic units of Fijian specimens.
Yeah.
Then gone Joe Tamani, Salawa, and Delalangi.
Mm,
And that's a pretty formidable, strong, big unit back row that they have put together there, or I've
mm.
put together for them. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna say I'm glad that you're reading this team and not myself,
Mm,
because these names aren't particularly easy. We should have got guest of the show, our friend of the show, sorry, Melly Milani to come read these
yeah,
names as a guest
yeah,
speaker.
former
But
Olympian. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hopefully he
um,
doesn't send me too much hate mail because I apologize to all the viewers as I am quite sick right now if you can't tell, but the show
yeah,
must go on. The people need to hear about their
yeah,
Fijian Jura. Doesn't matter if I'm sick or dead,
yeah,
so
yeah.
someone will do it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good side. Like, I can't really tell the difference between all eight players based on your pronunciation or anything like that. But yeah, Penny Ravai, he's good. So you carry on.
I think regardless of the names, you just know
Mm.
their forward pack is just they're all going to be athletes.
Oh,
They might not
100%.
be the best at the fundamentals, or they're all going to be able to run 100 meters
Mm.
in a breakaway, and they're all going to be
Yeah,
super athletic.
yeah.
But yeah, the back line, Frank Lamani, surely you'd know that name.
Oh, that's a name I can get behind. Yeah,
Yeah, 10's a hard one, but I'm going Caleb Muntz. That might be a bit biased from being over in the UK and watching him in that autumn series for Fiji, but God, he was
yeah,
class in that and almost single-handedly tore a couple of teams apart in that. So high hopes for him. Wingers are going for Logani Masi, who's this one. Ponepate Logani Masi, who this Fijian guy I met at the pub raved about. So this is a shout out to him. He told me that this guy, he's a sevens player and he's absolutely rapid and he's just so silky on his feet. So shout out to him. If he ever
yeah,
finds this podcast in the depths of the Fijian web. The other winger I've gone for Ravatu Munda, obviously one of the
yeah.
greats.
Right, yeah, right, right, yeah, yeah.
Then in the centres. Oh, to Boval, I've probably butchered that. come back from France. I've heard a lot about this guy as well at 12, so apparently he's class. And then 13, Yosefo Masi, stalwart of this team. And then at the back, there's a bit of a toss-up. I don't know if they might go with Armstrong Ravula at the back for double pivots or just with their standard Drua.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing Armstrong Ravula at the back because I think he's got quite a lot of talent, but it's obviously quite hard
yeah,
with Caleb Muntz. I think he's probably slipped down the pecking order just a tiny bit.
yeah. I'd go Rivilla at fullback. I reckon. I
Yeah,
reckon
yeah.
running both of them would be cool. He's played a little bit of fullback from Manawatu as well, and
Mm,
he's pretty quick and he could play fullback. Like he's got a
yeah,
bit about him. So yeah,
yeah.
no, I hope they do that as well.
Yeah, what
Good
are your
stuff.
thoughts on that back line? That's
Yeah.
exactly the same as you do it.
Yeah, yeah. It would be.
No
Yep.
other names you want to chuck in there?
Not names that I want to attempt. Nah, nah, nah. No, absolutely. Like a lot of them have been like there kind of since day one. Now, like Yosef Masti and
Mm.
Radamunda and there, and yeah, I don't. Sorry, I'm just getting them all wrong. So I just think I need
No,
to
it's
give
all
up
right.
on Fiji and Drua
No
names.
stress. So yeah, shout out to all our
Yeah,
FGM fans.
yeah,
I'm riding them quite high this year.
yeah,
Top five
yeah.
Smokies.
Yeah. You reckon they're up there? Eh? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
fair
looking
enough.
forward to getting some free kava when we take the potty to Fiji for an it.
We could do a live show over there. Eh? That'd be
Yeah,
good.
Cane's Drua.
Sweet. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna head up to the Reds now, Queensland Reds. And again, there's some names here that I like. They're like not even like I don't even know where the first name is. In Gore or whatever that bloody prop for the Wallabies.
Zane and Gore.
In
Yeah,
Gore, yeah, yeah. So
Mongo
anyway, he
or
might be Torres Strait
Mongo.
Island or
Yeah,
Aboriginal, yeah, something like
yeah, yeah.
that. So he'd be starting with Jeff Tamunga Allen for my props for the Reds. Matty Fessler at hooker. Um, locks of so the pack I'm very impressed by. So I've got Salakai Lotto at lock because I can't fit him into their back row. And Josh Canham, who was the Rebels' best player last year, and he's gone up there, so that's huge for them. And he made the Wallabies as well. So Salakai Lotto, Josh Canham at lock, and then their back row is up there with the best in the whole comp. It even rivals all the Kiwi teams. Harry Wilson at 8, Fraser McRide at 7, and then Liam Wright at 6, who's the Wallabies captain. But of those three, I'd say he's the worst of those three. So,
Mm.
yeah, you wouldn't make any changes to that pack. You'd find a
Nah,
way to put a Kira Uru in there, maybe.
yeah, maybe just for the commentary, maybe
Yeah,
set it Udo. But no, that like 4 through 8 is pretty
mm, yeah,
pretty impressive for a Super Rugby team. Um,
yeah.
the the
Oh,
props
incredible.
are maybe not as strong as the rest of the pack, but
Still,
like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
still pretty
yeah,
good
like
though.
a Tuamanga Allen. Don't worry, he's been under my microscope
Yeah,
for a wee while there, so I know some of his traits. So let's hope he can not let that forward pack down. But yeah, like you say, those back rows, you'd be doing well to find a better back row in the whole comp.
yeah, 100%. I don't even know if you could, to be fair. Like,
Mm,
even I don't actually know if you can.
yeah.
And then backline. This is like so. I think I might have had the Reds too low on our Super Rugby preview, and even maybe yourself as well. Like, if you look at the starting 15, it rivals every team in the comp, I reckon. So 9-10 of McDermott and Tom Liner. Obviously that's obvious. McDermott is so good. I reckon he's one of the best halfbacks in the
Mm.
world. And then midfield of Hunter Paisami and Filippo Daungunu, former Fijian under-20 football goalkeeper. We'll just give him a shout out there for that. Um, and then the back three, Jeremiah Murray, who's gone over from the Crusaders in Northland, who's just a gun in the NPC, if anyone watches many Northland games. He's got him starting on one wing, got the junkyard dog, Tim Ryan, on the other wing, who was obviously one of their standouts last year. And then at fullback, Jockey Campbell. So, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
pretty bloody good backline.
No, it is
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
no,
And you
agree
wouldn't
with
make
you. I
changes?
think
Mm.
nah, not to that. I think their probably only issue is as we referred to that Gundy once said, like you're only probably one ACL away. Like I think
Yeah,
the only issue is the depth. The starting 15 itself though is
yeah,
pretty strong, like across the board.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
just keeping
They've
everyone
got
fit is their only issue.
they've got depth in some positions, but yeah, like
Mm,
if like Tommy Liner went down or something, I don't know who their
mm,
10 would be with O'Connor leaving and Hamish
yeah.
Stewart leaving couple of years ago as well. Well, not quite
Yeah,
that long ago, but yeah.
yeah,
So yeah. All right. Would you like to go on to the Tars? My
yeah. Go to the
smoking for this.
Tars. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually a very exciting team. Going through it. Starting with Angus Bell and Dave Parecki, hooker. Then probably start with the Tongan Thor, the new recruit
Mm,
from the Rebels.
yeah.
Um, and at three there, then the locks. Don't know too much about these locks, but they got classic Aussie rugby names where they're both first names like Ben Grant. The second one isn't Hugh Sinclair, but they've all just got that
Yeah.
copy paste AI Australian rugby names in
Yeah.
there. Then
Ben
back
Grant,
row.
Hurricanes legend, mate. Come on.
Oh yeah, sorry, my
He was with us
bad.
last. Yeah.
Back row of Rob Leota, Charlie Gamble, and Langy Gleeson. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, what are your thoughts on that? On that
Yeah. It's
forward pack?
yeah, it's pretty good. Like their backline's going to be obviously more star power than their pack, but I think you bring in like Taniela Tupou,
Mm,
Rob Leota from the Rebels is a massive signing too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Angus
yeah,
Bell was one of the best players in that autumn series as well. He was
yeah.
literally
It's like a
across
good
every
pack.
single team.
Yeah.
He was insane. He's taking
Oh
his
no,
game to the next level.
it's a good, yeah, it's a good pack for sure. But I think their backline will be even stronger. But yeah,
Mm,
I think that pack won't quite be as good as like the top teams. So I think
mm,
this is where their
true.
backline's going to carry them through.
Yeah,
But they've got good depth there too. So yeah,
yeah. Then we've got at nine Jake Gordon, 10 Tana Edmund from North Harbour.
mm,
Uh, then in the centres, Lalakai Fuketi. It's a bit hard. I don't know what they're going to do with Sully because they've done a bit different in the
mm,
trial game. They played him at fullback, so
yeah,
I'm not too sure what they're going to do there. But I think they're probably best at Sully at 13. Wingers of distance, Darby Lancaster, one of
yeah,
your favourites, who you've actually
right,
got the top try scorer, don't you?
yeah, that's easy, yeah,
And then on the other wing and fullback, Callaway and Jorgensen, and those two are pretty interchangeable on
yeah,
whether you can have them on the wing or at fullback. So just however they're
yeah. Mm.
however they're feeling on the day, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So that backline's insane. I reckon a lot of Kiwis probably won't give that backline enough credit, probably. But yeah.
Mm,
So Ali in the midfield for sure has to be
yeah,
with Viketi, and then yeah, your back three is as good a back three as anyone with Lancaster, Callaway, and Jorgensen. That's
yeah,
nuts. Like the Wallabies could just copy and paste that and just have that
yeah,
as back three. So yeah, and if Suali goes as well as some expect, then yeah,
mm.
I think they
He
could be so
looks
good.
he looks pretty good in
Yeah,
his little debuts. Once he gets those reps up,
yeah.
like he just has so
Oh,
much more space.
yeah.
Yeah.
He already looked like the best player in the park in that Wallabies
Oh
England
no,
game,
like
was it? Against,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like in those games,
before
he
he's even
already.
played.
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah,
nuts. He's a
yeah,
freak. So yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna finish off with the Western Force now. And again, these guys, I think we had them both in the bottom two when we did our Super
yeah.
Rugby preview. But when you actually look at their team 1 to 15, it's a lot stronger than people would realize. So
Mm,
this is what I guess people are saying about this year's Super Rugby comp. Like it's going to be very competitive. It's going to kind of resemble the NRL in the sense that everyone can beat everyone, and it's going to be like anyone can make that top six, I reckon. But yeah. Anyway, so front row Harry Johnson Holmes, who's gone from the Tars, one of the best props in Australia. Harry Hooper as well, who was with the Reds a few years ago. And then their hooker, Pangai Mosa, who was also with the Reds, so pretty good front row. Locks, Darcy Swain, and Jeremy Williams, who was one of their kind of mainstays last year. And then the back row, I've gone Tizano, obviously, at 7, and then Harris, Red Principe at 6, and Harris at 8. So, yeah, thoughts on the
yeah,
pack?
yeah. Like you say, it's a bit of a sneaky one. You kind of don't realise that they've actually got some pretty decent names in there.
Mm,
A couple of the Lucy's maybe a bit
yeah,
more unknown, like a slightly more used version
mm,
of Breed Princess. Sorry, used
yeah,
probably isn't the right word. It's probably a bit, yeah, bit
yeah,
derogatory towards them. But yeah, like as a whole, they've actually got a pretty decent
mm,
forward pack there. I think, yeah, like you say, neither of us kind of gave them credit for until we're going through the teams.
actually
So
breaking it down. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Reed Princep, yeah, he's not going to be. You wouldn't be that excited if he was starting for New Zealand side, but I guess like he's still pretty
Mm,
experienced. He's played like 70, 80 odd Super Rugby games.
yeah.
Captain the Canes for a little bit as well, and captain Canterbury for
Mm,
a couple of years. So he's pretty experienced. So if that's your weakness in your pack, then you're doing all
yeah, it's
right.
not too bad.
Yeah. And then backline's pretty exciting, but pretty different. So they've got Nick White, obviously one of the biggest pests, the Mick of rugby union, one of the
Yeah.
biggest pests in world rugby at 9. Hamish, so gone Hamish Stewart at 10 and Ben Donaldson at 15, just to try and fit them both in as well as the midfield. Um, so midfield's a couple of Kiwi cult heroes. So Otago and Highlanders legend Theo Tompkinson at 12, and then our former All Black and Hurricanes legend Matt Proctor at 13. And then the wingers, Harry Potter and Dylan Peach. So two of the great wingers again.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
awesome wingers. Love how Peach has gone over from the Tars. He's great.
Uh,
So, yeah, exciting backline. They'll score a lot of tries. I mean, especially on a hot night in
mm,
Perth. Team struggle over there. Would you
yeah.
change anything?
No, I agree with you there. Like it's just going to be about how they fit. Like, are they going to be strict on having Donaldson at 10 and Stewart at 12?
Yeah,
There's not really too many other options for the fullback though, is there? Like, um,
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
the only
I
thing.
think they might do that because Hamish Stewart played a lot of 12 last few years, so
Hmm,
can see them doing that. But just trying to fit the best players in, I guess.
exactly.
And I don't know how Theo Tompkinson's been the last few years.
No.
If he can kind of get some of that, he was a real physical, dirty 12. So if you
Mm,
can get him roughing people up, I think that's probably something a team like that would need. So,
yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah, alrighty. So yeah, that wraps up our That's all the teams, isn't it? We're not missing anyone.
No, no,
So no, yeah, so
that's
that
all
wraps up
done. Yeah.
all the best sides for the Super Rugby preview before that comp gets underway. Um, so yeah, we'll be doing the same for the NRL as well with all 17 NRL teams over the next few weeks. But before we wrap up, I've got a scenario for Willie over in London there. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm always ready. Always ready for
Yeah, no, this
scenarios. Are you gonna name drop maybe
yeah.
who the segment is done by or
I probably should. Yeah, so
yeah.
shout out to the sponsor, the Williams Farming Corporation, and I've tried to include the sponsorship family into the scenario as well to even prop them up even more and hope a few more dollars come our way. So nothing cynical, nothing dirty like some of your
Mm,
recent scenarios. This one's just a nice easy one. And also shout out to
okay.
our women's Super Smash fans and the women's viewers that we've got and the women that are listening to this podcast. So I just wanted to give a shout out to you guys. So would you rather spend a week? You're a cricketer, of course. So would you rather spend a week in Tawa facing the Kerr sisters in the nets, or a week in Masterton holding the tackle bags for star Wairarapa Bush open side Thomas Williams?
Um, does it have to be in Tower? Do I have to be in Tower?
You have to be in Tawa. Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably have to go for that one. I'd feel pretty good about myself. I reckon. I think I could take a couple of steps down the wicket and um, it kind of deal to merely care with the bat, of course. Like, um,
Yeah. I
yeah, I don't
reckon,
know.
but you're facing both. I reckon Jessica in
Mm,
swinging Yorkers you won't even see. They come out
no,
like 122 clips. You're not seeing them, I don't
yeah,
reckon.
nah, true. That would probably be blinking. I miss him. Then yeah, exactly. I don't know. That would probably be the better of two evils. Though, like I've heard that that up and coming, promising Lucy for Wairarapa Bushes. Yeah, I've heard he's got concrete shoulders.
Mm.
So yeah, I wouldn't want that to be holding any bag for him, let alone a tackling one. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like, have you heard that he kind of roughs up the new boys at training and stuff like that or something?
Exactly. When he gets the fresh meat on the block, he
Yeah.
kind of yeah he changes the mindset. What about you? What would you go for? Because you're
Yeah, well, I've also heard that star open side Thomas Williams, he's a bit of an authoritative figure.
a
And
bit of a
apparently, if you
thug. I've almost heard thug being thrown around.
careful using these words for sponsors and stuff, but
Oh yeah,
yeah, I've
apologies.
just heard that he can be like a bit authoritative, like kind of
Mm,
like do dog shots and like stand over you at the rucks at training and stuff. So
yeah, and
I think I'd
but you're probably a bit scared that Amelia Kerr would spin a web around you, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll just leave everything. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna opt for Tawa cricket net session with the Kerrs. Just gonna leave everything.
Yeah.
Just see how I go.
You
Yeah, yeah.
reckon? You reckon some of those leggies are going to bounce over the wickets?
Yeah, I just can't see them hitting wickets. So yeah, just leaving it all. Put my box in the way, and we should be good to go.
Right, that's a good flirt tactic, I guess. You heard it here first. Go,
Yeah.
go to Women's Super Smash net session and just box everything off, just to show them what you're operating.
Oh gosh. No, yeah, and it's just like closer for me, like it's just a shorter drive as well. Like thinking about the petrol and stuff. Like I don't have to worry if a bush had many petrol vouchers to give away for like guest players and stuff. So
Mm,
yeah, all sorts
fair
of
enough.
factors. Yeah. But
Yeah,
no, that's
there
a
are
great challenge. Yeah,
variables. Yeah.
let us know in the DMs below, like if you take for the Thomas Williams tackle bag training or the Kerr sister
Or just
wicket next.
box off the care sisters for a week.
Oh, that's got to be the end of the show. Yeah, anyway, thanks New Zealand. We'll see you on the next one.